What's up? What's up? What's up, fam? It's your girl Stephanie, aka Indini Has to Sababa. And let's see what messages come through. So I did see Mother Wound, so that could be an issue maybe for you or someone close to you. What else did I see? Teach them to respect you. That could be definitely something tied to a mother wound because mothers usually see their child as always a child and usually you know overstep boundaries sometimes. uh, so the first card out is saying you need to cleanse yourself. Long story short, it says sage yourself. You picked up energy from someone, somewhere, something. Clarifying that is what appears as regression often represents the necessary preparation for greater expansion. All right, so if you feel like you've, gone some steps back, I think I've also heard the saying somewhere regression is clarity. You know what I'm saying? You become more clear about what areas you need to work on because if there was no lack, there would have been no regression, you know? So, nothing to be mad about, sad about, angry, just wiser. So again, it prepares you for it highlights a necessary preparation, something because there's greater expansion on the horizon. So, Spirit had to take you a couple steps back so that you can revisit a couple things because you picked up some energy from someone. And again, so that sometimes the regression doesn't necessarily have to be entirely your fault. It could be part of um, your empathy and likely that probably was the thing that the trap that you fell for that kind of took your focus off of you, but it was necessary. You know what I'm saying? Possibly even just the relationship with with said person, and everything you experienced. It was all necessary for you to evolve in who you need to be. To strengthen you for the fight ahead because there is greater expansion and too much is given, much is required because the bottom of the deck card talks about Mars, right? And Mars is the energy of movement. Let's, war. You ready to go to war? You know, you ready to fight and to stand up for yourself? Again, that regression put you back, but it allowed you to utilize your muscles or your gifts. Utilize your gifts and to it force you to use your gifts to pull you out of said regression. So the next card out is you are glitching the timeline. You are chosen and you are materializing. You are truly manifesting on at a quicker pace, which is why Spirit had to, take you down that road of challenges with the Mars energy, because it says Mars energy. Mars is energy we need to break through obstacles to take what's ours, right? So you had to go through that regression because there was somewhere that you were lacking. You got really soft in, and Spirit was like, yeah, no, you need to stand your ground. You need to get back up. You done folded and just gave all your little power away, or you slacked up on this, or you slacked up on that. Your discipline ain't where it needs to be. So you need to get back on that. because you're going to need this for, you're going to need that discipline for the greater expansion. So this, we have speak up and speak out. It was in reverse. So it says, let your voice be heard loud and clear. And like I said, you may have, again, in that regression, fallen back on speaking up and speaking out, and maybe that is something that you needed to strengthen. So the next card in the upright, and there may be someone that you need to speak up and speak out towards, because remember, you saved yourself, you done picked up some energy from someone, so there's obviously someone around you with some energy that is not conducive to your purpose, your life purpose, and where you need to go, you know, and you getting towards this greater expansion. So there's possibly some conversations that need to be had, maybe people that are needing to let go of, or again, could just be some really important conversations that need to happen. All right, so the bottom of that deck says, when you find something that excites you, go all in and enjoy the ride. You know, perhaps this person, place, or thing got its hooks in you, and you stop exploring, and then started feeling bad for yourself because whatever it was, possibly, you know, began to sow seeds of doubt into you. Let's get with 5 of Wands being the bottom of the deck. Okay, what's going on here? Got a few more cards. I didn't know if I had reversals in this deck or not. Okay, so clarifying you're glitching the timeline, we have you are seemingly still because you are cellularly preparing for an upgrade. All right, so again, things may not seem like it's moving, again, with the regression, because this is coming out underneath the regression. So you may feel like things aren't moving, but you got to understand that you are going through a cellular download right now. There's uploads and downloads happening. Spirit, whether you know it or not, your higher self is uploading information to Spirit. Spirit is figuring that shit out and downloading into you what you need in order to overcome whatever obstacle Spirit found from the energy that you uploaded. Because Spirit, you know, they know what's going on in this 3D through us. You know, and definitely through light workers, because we're doing the work, right? And in us doing the work, you know, we glow to interdimensional energies, you know, so they know who is the chosen or not. Like, again, you are glitching the timeline. Like, your energy is so strong and so powerful. You're going through such a transformation. You're shifting shit. Okay. So we have Wasp Spirit come out in the reverse. It just flew out. And it says sometimes life stings. Again, that speaks to the obstacles of that Mars energy, and Mars energy is what you need to tap into when life stings. When it comes to, like, you need to save yourself because you picked up energy from somewhere, someone, someplace, something. Whomever it is, it may sting because that's a person, place, or thing that is really near and dear to your heart. But there are some deep conversations that need to happen. And then we have bottom of the deck, we have Vulture Spirit, which is in reverse, and it is nothing is wasted. Okay, so again, with this energy coming out in reverse, it does, for me as a reader, I see that as external energy. So there could be some people that are experiencing this as well. Whether, you know, it could be you needing to talk to these people, so on and so forth, or, you know, again, you just need to save yourself and cleanse your energy because the people around you are going through awakenings, and at this time, you don't to keep you from enabling them with you being such an empath, you need to focus on you. Again, when you find something that excites you, go all in and enjoy the ride. Don't postpone it or put it off. Or again, you know, if you get too wrapped up in these people, you're so focused on them and the um, them triggering your inner child, triggering your low self-esteem for whatever reason. It distracted you, right? We have this card here that says, never forget how resilient you are. So again, this regression may have put you in a pit of depression, you know, and you forgot for a moment. You wasn't speaking up and speaking out. But it's time that you do that. It's time for your thoughts. I don't know if I read this. This was the other card that came out with it. It says, do your thoughts need a reboot? Focus on the good in your life. And this came out in the upright. So yeah, definitely there was somebody in an energy that was strongly projected onto you. But never forget how resilient you are. And then the bottom part says you will always bounce back, right? And you got to understand that this person met you at a time where you were still, and it was written for you to be still right now, but a lot of people may have judged you. And so again, that's the reason why you need to save yourself, because there's been a lot of projections onto you because these people don't understand and don't have the spiritual vision that you have. And so they have, you know, maybe talk cash money shit about you, you know, and it stung. And there's not much you can do about it. Your environment is what it is. Like I said, you have the vision for your life. You know what it is that you're supposed to do, but you're still in the process. You're in the process, just like with like a tree that's growing, or like a plant that's growing. You can't speed up the process. You can't rush it. If you try to overfeed it, you can kill it. If you wait too long to feed it, you can kill it. So it's a balance that needs to happen, and just patience. But people, we live in a microwave society, or you know what I'm saying. So when it comes to getting to where you want, the microwave could be you being walking out of integrity. Like, and most people do that. Since we live in a microwave society and want everything so quickly, we do, you know, a lot of people do things by any means and step on other people or abuse other people to satiate temporarily, you know, who they are, where they are, and to get to the what they think is their destination quicker. But eventually all of that is going to flip on his head. You know, the tables will turn. And a lot of people don't realize, you know, those things until later in life. But the next card out is great grandmother on your mother's side. So you got grandmother energy here. Wow. And it's being clarified by perceptions and interpretations are colored by your state of mind, right? Which is why we have the card, do your thoughts need a reboot? Focus on the good in your life. That's what what great grandmother is wanting us to understand, right? You may have, again, with the regression and things being still, people projecting onto you what they feel like you should be doing at this point in your life or stage in your life, because they don't have the knowledge of a spiritual journey. And that in some traditions, you're a novice until the age of 40. You can't speed it up. And then once you hit 40, then you become an adept. And then the next level is a magi, or magus, or magician, you know. But there's stages to the process, even with alchemy. There's stages, you know, and you can't skip. This is not like school where they just pass you through. No, you got to go through every grade thoroughly. So, again, focus on the good in your life. Spirit wants you to know, because there is greater expansion here that is on the horizon for you. And you're just going through a necessary preparation. And in that, that's why you're undergoing cellular um, upgrades as well. And so, again, we got preparation, or the word prepare, in some way, shape, form, and fashion coming here twice. Like, and it's right underneath each other. You're seemingly still because you are cellularly preparing for an upgrade. This one, necessary preparation for a greater expansion. You're in a preparing stage. So be gentle with yourself. Make sure you are constantly cleansing your energy with sage, or whatever it is that you have to cleanse your energy. Could be, some of these little cups here. You may have resins or whatever, but it's time for you to cleanse your energy. I don't know if I read the Vulture Spirit message, but it says nothing is wasted, right? And it did come out in reverse. So I do feel like you do have a lot of people in their head about you. Possibly see that they have messed things up with you and are coming to terms with it. Grace as they're going through their own awakening, you know. And you may have triggered their awakening because you are now being prepared for the next level, right? And you are truly leaving them behind, and they see it and they feel it. And now there's some energies that are ready to do the work, and then there's some energies that are projecting heavy on you because they see you rising and they don't want to do the work. But you're glitching the timeline, and I do feel like there may be a quantum leap happening for you in every area of your life: love, career, finances. Career is the same thing, but yeah, in every area of your life. But let me finish reading this card. It says perceptions and interpretations are colored by your state of mind. Greater responsibility for your thoughts and actions. And this is what great grandmother is wanting you to know. And also remember, we had this come out in reverse. Speak up and speak out. Let your voice be heard loud and clear. But in order to do that, you need to be clear on your thoughts. Again, it came out. Do your thoughts need a reboot? So if something excites you, go all in and enjoy the ride. You may feel like you can't do that. You may feel like this is a waste of time, or it might be childish for you to do this. But I feel like Spirit is letting you know right now and giving you permission to do what you feel like. Do what you feel. Don't worry about the judgment of other people, or how they may feel like you're being immature or being irresponsible at this time. Don't worry about it, because the next card out is like, you have successfully faced your darkness. Like you're not worried about, after going through this regression, again, possibly dealing with a karmic situation that happened. That's the reason why you need to sage yourself. But then, for some people, this is just letting you know what you've overcome in the past already. I feel like a lot of people have cleansed their energy. But again, there still needs to be a constant routine of cleansing your energy, whether it's with spiritual baths as well. But in the meantime, in between time, if you can't take a spiritual bath, using sage, resins, you know, and such, Palo Santo. And hell, I even use these to smudge myself. It's all about the intent behind it, right? And so clarifying success, you've successfully faced your darkness. We have, I am consistent. So this is like an affirmation, because again, remember before we talked about how, you know, a certain situation threw you off of track and you may have lost some discipline in certain areas. You may have, you know, gotten loose on the thoughts that you allowed to run through your mind, taking you back to that inner child that was constantly told they're not enough, they're not worthy, they're less than, or like I said, you get that indoctrination from anywhere you go. Religion was really big. Christianity, we'll say, it's really big on letting you know, oh, you're nothing, you're worthless, you're lucky that God loves you, and you always got to be on your knees begging for forgiveness and all of that. Like all of that was ingrained, and so those are the reboots that we need, because I feel like there's again a challenge came up that took you back, had you regress, and it's time for you to tap into your Mars energy, because it is what you need to break through the obstacles, to take what's yours, to take your power back. It's a song about connecting to Earth. Unplugging removes dark magic. I don't know what that card is about. Song about connecting to Earth. What song? I should have wrote at least the title of the song down on here. But then underneath that we have for show and for clout. So there could be, whether it's a song, you may know someone that is an entertainer or of some sorts, and you know they want your attention. They want to be connected to you for clout. But again, you may need to unplug from these energies, because that helps to remove the dark magic. Right? And so no matter how tough things get, you need to preserve your emotional wisdom during times of collective numbness, and hold space. And underneath that is corrupt mentor, right? So that can, you know, speak towards this government and politics at this time. Again, there's not much we can do, but what you can do as a light worker is hold space. Hold space for the good. Reboot your thoughts, because there's a lot of heavy shit going on in the news that we're bombarded with, you know, but hold space. Hold space. And in regards to that, to governmental things, we got speak up and speak out. Remember, that was in reverse. Let your voice be heard loud and clear. So speak up about the good that is happening. There's so many things reminding us of all the things going wrong. Let's be loud about what's going right, and continue to fight for what's right. Continue to fight to enjoy life, no matter how dark things get, still being able to find the silver lining, you know, and finding something to be grateful for. Again, when you find something that excites you, go all in and enjoy the ride. Don't be ashamed to do that in such dark times. And you got to know that no matter, even though the times are dark right now, and you have to hold space, and you may have to fight to hold space. You may need to tap into that Mars energy so that you can hold space just for, the good in your life, and being able to stay focused on that. So remember, it's okay to be happy. Really, it is. And that's out in reverse. And you may feel guilty for, you know, being and finding such joy, but it's necessary for light workers to hold space of joy, in that joyous feeling, especially during these times of turmoil. It's necessary for the light workers to hold space. And a lot of us may feel guilty for being happy, but like the card says, remember, it's okay to be happy. It really is. It's really okay to be happy, no matter what's going on in the world. And the reason why you can hold on to that joy, because you know that you're resilient, just like this card says. You know that you're resilient, and that you will always bounce back, no matter what this government decides to do, or whatever happens. You're gonna be good, whether you're here in the 3D or in the 5D. But again, you have successfully faced your darkness. You are glitching the timeline. Allow your perceptions, interpretations to be focused, to be colored by the good in your life. Speak up. Don't be afraid to speak up and speak out about the good that's happening in your life. But I feel like right now, kind of be hushed about it. Now, if there's some injustice going on and you feel like you need to speak up, do so. But embody, it says, I am consistent, right? Embody the lifestyle of someone that is consistent in successfully facing their darkness. Got the Ace of Wands in reverse, the Five of Wands in reverse coming out, the Five of Wands coming out again, but Five of Wands in reverse, the Queen of Swords in reverse, the Judgment card. Again, like I said, this could be a political situation, just on a global scale. I feel like the powers that were, and then you can look at this on a personal level as well. Those people that have trying to come against you. That's why you need to sage your energy, because before that energy was hooked into your aura, I feel like you have pulled those hooks out, and so right now it's just maintenance. You have successfully faced your darkness, so now it's just maintenance. Even if you go through a regression, it's still maintenance. It's not, it's not going to be as tough for you to get that energy off of you, because it hooked, but it ain't hook it ain't hooked, if that makes any sense. But those people around, the powers that were, they see with this Ace of Wands, they see a spiritual intervention happening. Okay, with the cellular downloads that is preparing you for an upgrade and greater expansion back to the preparation. They see that the Most High, they see spirit, they see maybe galactic beings coming in, animal spirits, all of those, energies coming in to help prepare the people against the competition and the conflict, the jealousy, the, trying to overcome people the war energy. The people are tapping into their Mars through the help of the cosmos, their higher self, so on and so forth, and unplugging from the system. You know what I'm saying? Unplugging from, again, if on a global stage, on a global stage, unplugging from the system, or on a personal stage in regards to a particular relationship or people, unplugging from said person. Like it's not like you have to completely, like, unplugging it from the system doesn't necessarily mean you have to move to another country. But your perceptions, right, and interpretations have changed, and they have unplugged from the norm. So, or the doctrine of the land or whatever. And they're thinking for themselves on a more consistent basis, questioning things, facing that darkness, and questioning things. The people the people are more consistent in embodying a lifestyle that questions when shit don't feel right. The collective, but I want to say the people, not necessarily just the collective. The collective, the chosen, that's why we need to hold space for the good, because people are changing for the good. Again, it may seem still right now and things may seem crazy, but we are preparing for an upgrade to this system that we're currently in. And then we got the Queen of Swords here as well in the reverse. They see that the people are no longer emotional about things and are coming towards them from a logical standpoint, which makes complete sense because we're leaving the age of Pisces, which is water emotions, to the age of Aquarius, which is air energy. With Queen of Swords, this is air energy, knowledge, logic. You know what I'm saying? We're combining the spiritual and logic in a cohesive way, finding that balance. And that's what the spiritual journey is about, being able to find the middle ground. And people are finding that in a calm way, in a more mature way, instead of allowing their emotions to keep them on too far on either end of the spectrum, but finding that middle ground. And that is where, we will be able, as the people of this land, be able to come together and fight for justice on period. And then we have the Judgment card in the upright. The people, again, this could be applied personally towards maybe a mother wound, any family situations, and on a global stage when it comes to the politics. The corrupt mentor could be the president, could represent the president. You know what I'm saying? Or just someone that you put on a pedestal, and now you have actually, again, like I said, they see you elevating, and you may have outgrown that person, and now they're awakening to. Now they're going through an awakening, right? And so a lot of people may be throwing temper tantrums because they don't want to do the work. Hence, government and so on and so forth. They don't want to do the work. They don't want to accept that things are changing. They don't want to face the darkness. They don't want to go through the dark night of the soul. And for spiritual people, that has made you resilient. But for these people, they're going to tire out. That's why all you got to do is just hold space and focus on the good in your life. Speak up and speak out when you need to. But at the end of the day, you may not. All you got to do is hold space. I know it may seem irresponsible, but as being part of the collective and the chosen, You have a vision. You see you see things deeper than the surface level. You see things different than you see deeper than most people. Four of Wands in reverse. Those external energies see you grounding and being stable, getting stable, and knowing thyself and how to apply that. And it's been period. We have the Knight of Wands and then the Magician. The Knight of Wands is movement. This is you taking inspired action. So yeah, these people are seeing correctly. With the Four of Wands in reverse, they see you as someone stable, strong, understand and knows what they want. Their perceptions and interpretations are being colored by who they truly are, not what someone told them they're supposed to be. So you're taking inspired action, and it is leading you into this energy of the Magician. Right? So again, you may be I'll just say, again, you've tapped into this Magician energy and you're glitching the timeline. Whatever your thoughts are, they're materializing. That's why another reason why you need to be policing your thoughts, and maybe your thoughts need a reboot at this time, because you are manifesting very fast, very quickly at this time. So the Four of Wands is clarifying the Queen of, no, that wasn't right there. Clarifying the Ace of Wands and the Five of Wands. You cool, calm, and collected while these people are trying to antagonize you. They poking. They doing everything to try to incite you, but you're taking inspired action, and you're moving from a place of head over heart. Again, we're going from the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius. We're making head over heart decisions. We're not making decisions from an emotional space as much as we were in the past. And I'm talking about the masses. The collective has been on this journey for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And we're about to ascend even higher, right? But yo, you about to be powerful as fuck. We are about to be powerful as fuck. And then we got the bottom of the deck, the Temperance card. This is my ancestors card, right? Just letting you know the ancestors are around and they are balancing shit out. We just spoke about the balance. The balance is the middle ground, not being too far to the left, not being too far to the right, but finding that middle ground. This that calmness in the face of the storm. Alchemizing that Mars energy that maybe riling up because people are in competition. They're with the jealousy, the envy, they're trying to instigate you to step out of character with this Mars energy. But you operating from a Queen of Swords. They see you as the Queen of Swords, alchemizing that Mars energy. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're denying it completely, but you're alchemizing it for the good and focusing on the good in your life, which is allowing you to break through the obstacles and take what's yours. Your happiness, your joy is what's yours. You deserve to be happy. It's okay to be happy. Really, it is. So when you find something that excites you, go all in. Enjoy the ride. Don't allow anyone or anything to guilt you and say, oh, well, You should be doing this. You should be doing that. You should be marching and protesting and this, that, and the third. Everybody got their roles. That's their role to play, to walk out. Yours is different. Again, moving on to calmer waters, clarifying that Four of Swords and the Knight of Wands. That inspired action. It's for you to move on to calmer waters. Focus on the good in your life. That's what you need to do, because that's where there's more power in gentleness than there is force. It takes more power to be gentle than to just blast through some things. It takes more power to be patient. It takes more intelligence to be patient, to be slow, to move with grace, because you're connecting with every muscle. Like, it takes more of mindfulness to move with slow intention than just reacting. We're going more into a feminine energy. That's another card I remember seeing. Be okay in just receiving. There's not much action you got to do. Just receive. Receive the good. Receive this energy that excites you and go all in. Because things may look crazy on the outside, but it's all working out for our good. And it's preparing us for greater expansion. And it's preparing us for an upgrade. Doesn't look that way. Doesn't feel that way. Get your interpretations and your perceptions in order. Let your state of mind be colored by the fact that you are going through a necessary preparation for greater expansion. And that things look kind of, there's not much action you need to take right now because you're going through a cellular upgrade. Once it's complete, you're going to be good and ready to speak up, speak out, and go all the way in. But right now, you just need to seek calm waters. Be at peace. Do the meditations. Because you are becoming that warrior with the Seven of Wands that's going to stand their ground. You're already that, but even more so, standing your ground. Because you're becoming more of who you were meant to be and who you were meant to become in this life. And no matter what these people say, they see you putting in the work with the Eight of Pentacles here. They see you putting in the work, even though they're doing everything, possibly doing everything they can to distract you. But I feel like there's some people that are coming around. Like I said, you've been putting in the work and you about to elevate again. And now they know that if they want to be in your life, they better at least elevate from where they are. There's some people that are going through an awakening. And they're ready to do the work. Because like at the bottom of the deck is the King of Cups in reverse. And then below that is the Four of Swords in reverse. Collective, we got motherfuckers thinking. There's been a lot of people are challenging the status quo. Just because of your existence and just because of you holding space, just because of you still being able to remain calm in the face of all of these storms, doing the work, you are inspiring growth. So y'all saw those cards, and it's like 3 cards that came out. and the upright.